How you doing? A story, we're gonna have a story, a story, a story. It's story time today. Oh, how happy we can be, singing oh so merrily. Fiddly-fi and fiddly-fee, it's story time for me. We haven't sung that song in a long time. You know what I was thinking about? Bullies. So sad when someone's a bully. A bully means someone picks on someone because they don't like the way they look, they don't like the color of their skin, they don't like the house they live in, they don't like the things that they do. And really, bullies are afraid of people who are different than they are. This is a story about some bullies and a girl who is different but has a happy ending. And it's called Violet the Pilot. Violet the Pilot, and it's by Steve Breen. So let's find out about Violet, shall we? Everyone in town knew that Violet Van Winkle was a little different. For starters, she and her parents lived in an odd-looking house next to the junkyard her father managed. And while the other girls were playing with dolls and tea sets, Violet's played with monkey wrenches and needle nose pliers. She liked tools and she liked science. There she is, reading her science book. And here's the house she lived in. I think it's a cool house myself. Let's find out what happened to her. Violet was a mechanical genius. By the time she was 2, she could fix almost any broken appliance in the house. By 4, she could take apart the grandfather clock and assemble it completely. She didn't have any friends other than her dog, Orville, and she would spend hours tinkering, playing with things from the yard. Violet's parents were very proud of her, although they weren't too happy the time she put a lawnmower engine on her cousin's tricycle. There's Orville. See how she takes little things apart? Look what she did to her cousin. Not good. Not good. He was going too fast. He couldn't handle it. The older she got, the more interesting Violet's creations became. Around the time she turned 8, she was building an elaborate machines from scratch. And not just any old machines at all. Here. Let's see what kind of machine she was. She was building flying machines. Look. Her parents couldn't believe their eyes when they saw Violet zoom for the first time. They were a little worried in the beginning, but they quickly saw that she was a pretty good pilot. Oh, careful not to hit the house, Violet's father would yell. Oh, put on your sweater, Mother would say. Violet used anything she could find in the junkyard to make wonderful contraptions. Look how cool that is. Even Orville went for a ride. I'd like to go too. There was the tub bubber. She made this. Look out of the tub. Look at the cat. The cat got so scared. There was the bicopter and the rocket can. Here's the bicopter. Here's the rocket can. Well, Violet could make all kinds of different things. I don't want to miss a page. She made the pogo plane and the slide glider. And the wingamajig, to name a few. The wingamajig. See the wing? Well, that Violet was a very clever girl. Violet's engineering was pretty sound. The only real hazards she had were tall trees, piles of junk in the yard. And bugs in her teeth. Whoops, excuse me. Ugh. I would like to fly, but not with the bugs in my teeth. The kids at school would see Violet eating lunch alone, and they made fun of her strange books and her greasy overalls. Now, that's not nice. That's not being a family friend. See, they didn't go to Dylan. Claude and Clyde Mulrooney were especially obnoxious. Look what they did. See them making fun? Here's poor Violet eating alone. And look, they're calling her names. They're throwing paper airplanes at her. This part of the story makes me quite sad, I have to say. Then one day, Violet noticed a poster in the drugstore window. Air Show, October 20th, it read. Oh, that's only 2 weeks away, Violet thought. Can kids fly in the show? Is a homemade aircraft allowed? That night, Violet sat in her room thinking about the air show. She knew it would be a good feeling if one of her planes won the prize. And maybe then the kids at school would start being nice to her. Violet pictured exactly where she would hang the blue ribbon in her room. Here's the advertisement for the air show. Here's her room. And she was thinking, where would she put that blue ribbon? See where she decided to put it? If she won the blue ribbon, that is. She and Orville spent the next few days combing, the junkyard for just the right materials to use. When they collected a giant pile of stuff, the building began. One day, the Mulrooney twins, the ones that weren't nice to her, happened to pass by. Look, it's that girl from school, one of them said. Hey, what are you doing, weirdo? See, they didn't call her Violet, they called her weirdo, not nice. I'm building an airplane, she told them. The twins started to laugh at her, and they started saying mean things, and then they walked away. Orville barked at the boys. But Violet paid no attention, and she went back to her project of building the airplane. Take it easy, buddy, she said. We're too busy to worry about them. See, they didn't understand what she was doing, and instead of talking to her, they made fun of her. It's a new book, so the pictures stick. Finally, after days of hard work, Violet had finished making her flying machine. She named it the magnificent new craft, the Hornet. Oh, wait till people in the grandstand see me flying this, Violet said to Orville. Look how cool it is. She painted it. Look, Orville, he's taking a picture of Violet with her new airplane. The test flight was a success. Look. Took off. She went upside down. Uh-oh! Be careful of Orville. But she caught him again, see? She caught him again. That's how fast her machine was. She could go around and around. One day, on the day of the big air show, Violet took off, bursting with excitement. Her parents' faces beamed with joy, and they wished her luck. And she thought about that as she flew through the clear autumn air. She calculated that the trip would take about 20 minutes, and she would arrive just in time for the start of the show. She has her helmet on and everything, and her goggles. Look, she's high up there. So now she's going to go to the start of the show. Suddenly, something caught Violet's eyes. In the river below, a group of people were waving frantically. Violet lowered her altitude and she went down a little bit for a better look. A troop of Boy Scouts had run into trouble while canoeing. Violet knew she had to help, and she had to help fast, even though she had to go to the air show. Look it. They're in the stream. They're calling out for help. See? They're waving at Violet. I bet from way down there they didn't know that Violet was a little girl. It wasn't easy rescuing all of the boys, but Violet the pilot, the Hornet, with careful precision, saved the Scoutmaster from going under the falls. That was particularly dangerous. Look. See how she brought them up to safety? Look. I bet they were so happy to see her. I would be. Violet dropped the Boy Scouts off at the hospital, and then she checked her watch. 3:30, she said to Orville. We've missed the air show. She turned her plane toward home and sighed. It was a miserable feeling. She so wanted to be in that air show. This says hospital, hospital. So she turned back to go home. There was no use now. That evening, Violet had no appetite for dinner. She just went upstairs and she sat on her bed with Orville. All of a sudden, she heard a lot of noise outside the house. She and Orville went to the window and discovered that a crowd of people had gathered. Someone spotted her and said, "There's Violet! There's Violet! There's our hero!" Here she is looking sad. Look, all of the people who came. Can you guess who those people are? You're right. The Boy Scouts. The people that she saved, right? The Van Winkles stepped outside, squinting from all the flash of the cameras. The mayor, the press, the fire and police chiefs, even kids and teachers from her school had all learned that Violet rescued the Boy Scout and had come to thank her. "Young lady," said the mayor, "please accept this Medal of Valor as a token of our gratitude and esteem," said the mayor. And he gave Orville a new collar with a license that read K9 Hero. Here they are. Here's the mayor. Look at Violet's looking at her medal. And look, look at Orville, he's looking at his too. They really were the heroes. From that day on, Violet's parents let her fly wherever she wanted, but her mom still made her wear her sweater. The end of Violet the Pilot. So everybody has different interests. Everybody looks different. But you have to get to know people and you have to give everybody a chance, right? And that is my brief but spectacular moment. Love you. Maybe you'll grow up to build a flying machine. Or maybe you'll grow up to be a pilot, or a teacher, or a police officer, or a scientist, or a doctor, or a lawyer, or a bus driver, or a train driver. Anything you want. Love you. Be good. Ciao for now.